average on the sugar pill will get the same.
Sugar pill? What sugar pill? You're talking sugar pill, this sugar. Look at him, he's got 3D glasses. This guy's ready to blast off to the moon. Sugar pill, he's like, that's like a coke pill or something. That's his type of sugar. Welcome to another video. My name is Dennis. My friends call me the Financial Doctor. And today I have a special video for you. I'm here with my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And her friends, apparently they found out that I like to do finance videos, and they found some clips on TikTok. And I hear you listening to some TikTok videos sometimes. There's that guy like, let's get that money. Yes. Like I hear some of these videos, and honestly, like it kind of hurts my soul to hear that you're watching those. I mean, do you watch my videos?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay, so there's that. But anyway, so her and her friends found some videos that apparently are going to infuriate me, and she's going to play them for me right now. So, all right, let's see what you have for me.
Okay, let's start.
I'm getting ready to hop on a training and teach women how to turn $100 into $1 million in the next year and a half. Keep watching if you want to learn how to do it too.
$1 million?
Okay, first you're going to utilize my specific system for growing a $100 account
turn 100 into 1 million in a year and a half?
I mapped out for you exactly what you need to risk for every single trade that you take. Once you get to leap 7, you'll be able to start compounding $1,000. So now that you have your $1,000 built up in your broker account, you're going to grow your account by 2% every single day by placing the exact same trades, following the exact same system every single day. You're going to compound that money for a year by 2% every single day. And so by placing the same trades every single day, following this system, growing your account by 2% every single day, you'll see here that by September 23rd, 2025, you should have grown your account by $1.3 to $1.3 million. But there's a disclaimer, because you can't win 100% of your trades.
You can't win 100%.
So even though that's an amazing number, that is going to take work, okay? And it's going to take time. But if you stay consistent and you follow a system, I fully believe that every single woman in the world can achieve those results.
Wait. What is her? Hold on. It says here, co-owner of Forex for women. So, okay, I'm a little baffled here. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin. She said that she's gonna do 2% a day. I mean, okay, no. Okay, We're gonna. She used a compound interest calculator, so we're gonna use a compound interest calculator too. This is kind of nutty. So, okay, compound interest calculator. She said that she had $1,000, right? Mm-hmm. She's growing it at 2% per day. And she said in 1 year, she's going to, compound interval daily. 1 year. Okay, there it is. Okay, $1.3 million or 1.4 in 1 year. I mean, why stop there? Well, okay, like she said, like you have to be consistent and you have to work hard. So if you fail and you don't get these results, what that means is you just didn't work hard enough. That's how she protects herself, right? You buy her course. If you didn't work hard enough, she protects herself. But okay, no. Okay, 1 year. What if we do 2 years? You're like, you know what? I made $1 million. I don't want to retire yet. Let's just do this for another year. I'm going to use the same system. What do we get? What is that? Oh, you're a billionaire now? You got $2 billion. Why stop there? 3 years. Just go for 3 years. I can't even read that number. What is that? You're richer than Elon Musk by like 1,000 times or something. Like, you're the richest person on the planet. Congratulations. It just took 3 years. Like, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. Like, it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Like, okay, never mind. Okay, next video. This is...
Okay.
This is...
Let's do this one.
72% of the time, a sugar pill is more effective than the medicine. A placebo is a sugar pill. And in a blind study, you have someone who's taking what they think is the cure or the whatever that they're doing, and someone's on a sugar pill. And 72% of the people on average on the sugar pill will get the same benefit of the people that actually took the thing. All placebo means is that we're powerful. And I don't believe that it's 72% effective. I think that it's 100% effective when you start manipulating it intentionally.
Where are you getting these numbers?
The result that you want. I placebo myself into millions of dollars. I placebo myself on that stage where I'm a bodybuilder. I placebo myself into a 10 out of 10 marriage. I placebo myself into being the freaking happiest person in the middle of the storm when everything is going wrong. We're the ultimate creator of all things. The idea of I gotta put something in my body to make myself better, that's also placebo. That's weakness.
Yo, what? That's wild. He just says, okay. If you're sick, you need medicine. But imagine you go to a hospital, your leg's about to fall off.
Yes.
And you go to the doctor, and he's your doctor, and he's like,
that's also placebo. That's weakness.
Okay, so he's saying 72% of the time, medicine is fake, and you take a sugar pill. Okay, I actually practice medicine. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're just gonna straight off the bat, that doesn't make any sense. But like, what? I mean, okay, let's go back. I wanna see what he was wearing. I mean,
average on the sugar pill will get the same.
Sugar pill? What sugar pill? You're talking sugar pill, this sugar. Look at him, he's got 3D glasses. This guy's ready to blast off to the moon. Sugar pill, that's like a coke pill or something. That's his type of sugar. Like, all right, next video. This doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Here's a side hustle idea that can make you
Why is he got Warren Buffett on the screen?
Working from anywhere in the world.
I guarantee you Warren Buffett's not doing that.
Or experience to start. Go to Scribby.com, scroll to the bottom, and then click on careers. Now you just want to view open jobs.
Okay.
You'll be getting paid to transcribe audio, but that's boring and no one wants to do that. So we're going to grab the audio file and take it to a site like Dovetail. That'll transcribe the audio for you and you just submit it to Scribby. Hours worth of work done in minutes. Although this won't make you a millionaire, it's a decent way to make some side cash. For more side hustles like this, hit the follow button.
So this has been a common trend actually. Like with ChatGPT getting popular, it's kind of like, okay, you go on and you do this AI thing and it makes you money, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a tale as old as time. You know, everybody wants to create money out of nothing. And like, I mean, it doesn't exist. I mean, it can. Like, passive income does exist to some minor extent, but that's for people who have set things up, right? Mm-hmm. For most people, you can't just create money out of nothing, right? It wouldn't make sense. Why would someone go and work at McDonald's if they could just do this, right?
Yeah.
And why would anybody? I would do it too, right? Why isn't he doing it? Mm-hmm. It's because it doesn't work, you know? It doesn't make any sense, right? If there's some sort of arbitrage, like, people are going to figure it out, and then that job is going to either disappear, mm-hmm. or like, just like you showed me earlier, there's that video of like the Wendy's, right? The Wendy's drive-through, they use the AI now,
yeah.
Right? I'm just like, okay, yeah. So if there's an arbitrage, they'll figure it out. You know, this doesn't exist. Like, you're following him for side hustles that don't exist. Like, that's, no.
This other one. Oh, that's my favorite.
How to make $20,000 a month side hustle working 1 hour a day.
Counting that money.
Hire a VA. 5 hours a day, Monday through Friday. 2 is have them go through all the Facebook group and start scrubbing and finding wholesalers that already had a property under contract. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook group, local RIA. 3, once they're able to find that wholesaler that already got the property under contract, connect with them, build rapport, and ask them if you can JV their deal, which means if you can send their deal out to your cash buyers list. So your VA can do all of this. 4 is download this software, because this is what your VA is going to use to pull cash buyers in any city, any states, any zip code. 5, once you're able to find the buyer for the deal, you're going to have that wholesaler sign a JV contract with you. 6, send the JV contract to that same title company that you got escrow open with. Title company will do the rest of the work and they'll get you paid. Typically on a JV deal, it's a 50-50 split. They bring a seller, you brought the buyer. So if the wholesaler were to make $20,000 on that deal, you get $10K. All you need is to do 2 of this a month. So the 1 hour that you spend is really just training your VA. All you need to focus on is building up your cash buyers list. That is something your VA can do for you. The info's there, the choice is yours. Good luck, and let's go get this money.
You have to, let's go get this money. Okay, wait. So that was fast.
Yeah.
This is 1 minute and 22 seconds. He's trying to run over a process of something that takes people years to learn. And I mean, that was weird. Okay, hold on. Let me look at that list again. That was weird.
Son is building up your cash buyers list. That is something your VA or on that deal.
He's like, that is something your VA can do. If you have a VA and they can do everything for you, why would the VA want to get hired by you? They could just do it themselves.
Yes.
And they could get all the money. And instead, like, he's like, oh yeah, hire a VA. They'll do this for you. They'll do that for you. Do this for you. Do that. Why? What is your purpose? You don't have any purpose. They would just do it themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, so what this guy is going through is this is a real process that certain real estate wholesalers will do, right? It's a real process, right? And he kind of makes it simple. He says, okay, there's some other real estate dude similar to him on one side of the story. They will find a seller for the home, right? And he's going to find the buyer for the home, and they're going to come together in a joint venture. That's what JV means. It's a joint venture, and they're going to sell the home together, and then there's going to be an arbitrage of $20,000, and they're going to make that money. There's so much, like, it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Because you told me you watched this guy's videos during COVID, right?
Yes.
I mean, okay, like,
and obviously I had no clue what this guy was saying, but it sounded interesting. I was like, oh, let me shoot Dennis about this guy.
All right. First of all, typically when you are doing a wholesale deal, the full profit is typically around 10 grand, give or take. Some deals are more, some deals are less, right? Mm-hmm. So he's saying that the deal is 20 grand and they're going to split it 50-50. He's going to get 10 grand. The other person's going to get 10 grand. Realistically, if you are going to split 50-50, it's going to be 5 grand. So he's like, all you have to do is 2. Now you have to do 4. Mm-hmm. Like, but no, that's not even the main part. This is the main part. Okay, it's not so simple that you have a seller and then he's the buyer. The thing is, the person who's similar to him, who's selling the house, has to go through like 20 steps. There's like 20 steps between finding the house, right? You have to find the house in the right condition. Like, it's going to be a distressed property, typically in the right condition, where if you're doing some sort of, like, you're going to flip the house, right? That house cannot be destroyed, like full on destroyed, where you have to like do some restructuring in the house. It's just going to be more cosmetic things, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to find the perfect property, right? And then you have to go through the deals and everything. You sign the paperwork, you send it off to the seller has to sign. After all that's said and done, now he's saying, okay, now he's going to come in and all he's going to do is he's going to find a buyer for the house. That doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're doing all these 20 steps, why wouldn't you have a buyer?
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like, you're doing 20 steps, he's going to do 1 step. He's just going to find the buyer and that's it. It doesn't make sense. And then the other issue is like, so this is something coming from my stock research, right? In 2023, I was looking at home builder stocks, and an array of other stocks dealing with the housing market. And what I noticed is certain stocks that deal with flipping houses, right? Because you hear all these real estate people say, oh yeah, you buy a house, you flip it, you buy this, flip it, you buy this, you flip it, $1 million. Mm-hmm. You know, the professionals, the actual home flipping professionals, they were not making money. In fact, their stocks are dropping, and you can see everything, right? You can see all their financial statements. You can see they're losing money. Their stock is dropping. Mm-hmm. That's the reality of house flipping. It was tough. So for him to be like, oh yeah, just flip this, buy this seller, find this buyer, it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And I guess my final point, now that I'm thinking about it, is typically when a seller is making a contract, there's a time limit. So that's another reason for why if someone's doing that deal, there's a time limit. Where's he coming into all this?
Yeah. Because
there's a time limit, you like 7 to 14 day time limit. And all of a sudden he's just going to jump in and be like, I'll sell your house for you. It doesn't make sense. There's so many plot holes here, right? Mm-hmm. It sounds good for a beginner, but I think my final message is, because I don't want to overharp on this, the final message of all this is simply that this can work.
Yes.
This is something that can potentially work. It does happen in the real estate world. However, it is rare. It is rare for you to have someone who's wholesaling that does not already have a seller. And then he jumps in and he's the seller. He helps them sell the house, right? That can happen. Maybe it's happened in his real estate career once or twice. But for him to say, oh yeah, you just do 2 of them every month. Like, where are you going to find these deals? So, you know, but anyway, let's move on to the next one. I took too long with that. Like, I was just like tearing this guy down. It doesn't...
You believe 401ks and IRAs are a scam, right?
For 40 years, we've proven it as a scam. It gets a 6% return. You take inflation out against it. People think they're getting this match and they're getting all of these winnings and they're getting tax
What do you mean
benefits.
they think they're getting a match?
The average person has right around $250,000 by 65 years old.
And that's not enough to live the rest of your years.
They've been living off of $80,000 to $90,000 a year. It's 3 years.
What? Okay. Wait. Isn't this the guy? Isn't this the sugar pill guy? That's the sugar pill guy.
Yes.
All right. Okay, now it all makes sense because his numbers don't make sense. Like 72% of sugar pill this, sugar pill that. What was he saying? He's saying like
Return, you take inflation out against.
He's like, oh yeah, the employer match? No, that's not real. They think they're getting an employer match. What do you mean you think you're getting an employer match? If you are depositing a certain amount into your 401k and your employer says they're going to match you, they match you. What do you mean you think you're going to get a match? That doesn't make sense. It's just factually not real, right? So he's saying like, okay, most on average people have $250,000 in their 401k at the end of their when they're ready to retire. Okay, that's a fair point because it's true that there are a lot of Americans, they just don't invest the proper amount into their 401k, right? But whatever course he's trying to sell is not going to make that any different because the average American is not going to be watching his videos either. They're not going to take his course and suddenly become a millionaire, right? So we're talking about the average people. Okay, fine. Average people, they don't have enough for retirement. Okay, cool. But for people who are actually financially inclined, right, that's not how the 401k works. The 401k is it's a vehicle that helps you grow your money tax deferred or just tax advantage, right? And I mean, like, it's just another tool. I don't know like what he has against the 401k. He's saying, oh, it's a 6% rate of return. That's very below average, right? Most 401ks don't return only 6%. So I think that's kind of disingenuous for him to misrepresent the returns of a broadly diversified index fund, right? So we can say 8% to be, a little bit more conservative. An 8% return, if you're depositing a couple $100 every single month, you will still end up with a much more sizable amount of money that's much greater than the 250K he's talking about. Now, if you're someone who's very financially inclined and you really invest $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, or maybe $2,000 a month or something like that, which is probably around closer to what someone who's financially inclined can do if they're making around 50 grand a year, you're going to end up with like what? Let's do the math. You know what? We have the compound interest calculator. I'm guessing around like $2 million. So let's say that you have not the 2% daily. Okay, we'll go with 8% because I think 8% is a safe number. We'll go 45 years and monthly, you're going to deposit $1,000 a month. That's not much, right? Like the viewers know that's not that much money, right? You deposit $1,000 a month, you compound it yearly. Oh, wow, this is 4 million. Wait. Did I do this right? Initial investment, 8%, 1,000 a month. Yeah, I did this right. So this is like, I mean, we can lower the number that you invest. Let's say you're like, oh, I can't afford 1,000 a month. Let's do 500 a month, right? What are we left with here? Like, there's $2 million there. The main point I'm trying to make is he's misrepresenting a 401k. He's misrepresenting what it can become if you are financially literate and if you continue to invest in it. You let compound interest do its thing, and that's what you're left with. So, I mean, I have nothing else to say about Sugar Pill Man.
Okay, let's This guy now.
5 stocks I'm buying March 2024.
Oh, no.
One SoFi stock, one of the best long-term banking and financial technology companies out there. They're showing continued strong growth, beating estimates on revenue and net income, finally becoming a profitable company. As part of a recent debt deal, they're going to save almost $40 million a year. 2, JFin stock, this Chinese fin.
I'm like I'm still on SoFi, and he's already like moving on to Chinese fintech. Jeez. What the? Okay. I might get some hate for this, but SoFi, I mean, okay, I can go into a longer video about SoFi, like a much longer video. Like the issue with banks that grow so fast is how do I explain this? Like, okay, let's say that you have $10 million, right? I give you 10 mil, and I tell you, loan this out to as many people as you can. Loan the 10 mil out. How long do you think it would take you to loan $10 million? Like, you just knock on the neighbor's door and say, knock. Hey, I can loan you $2 million. Would you like that? And just keep knocking on people's doors, right?
It'll be gone by seconds.
Yeah. So that's the issue, right? So when it comes to banking, if you are going to, let's say like JP Morgan, they're a huge bank. They don't care about your money. They don't care if you take a loan from them. They don't care if you do or not, right? So they're going to charge you a higher interest rate, right? And that's how Jamie Dimon works. Jamie Dimon is a superstar CEO. He's a CEO that always talks about risk management in banking. That's the most important thing, is risk management. It's not the growth rate. Banking is a very commoditized sector. Money is money. I don't care where you're getting the money from. If it's JP Morgan, SoFi, Wells Fargo, money is money. You get $500 here, $500 here, $500. They're all the same thing. It's $500, right? So it's not like one bank has better $500 than another bank, right? So the growth rate of a bank is not what you should be looking at, right? At SoFi, it's a fast growth, it's incredibly fast growth rate. But in order for you to achieve a very fast growth rate, which JP Morgan and all the other banks can do, is they can just get more risky. So if JP Morgan, you try to loan $1 million, JP Morgan is going to charge you a higher interest rate, right? And then they're only going to do it to people who are probably more financially solvent, people who aren't going to like bankrupt themselves, right? Whereas if you go to a something like SoFi, which does personal loans are more risky. And if you loan people like personal loans and you charge a lower interest rate, you technically will grow your bank incredibly fast. But you have to get riskier and riskier and riskier. I'm not saying SoFi is a bad investment. What I'm saying is people keep on touting this growth rate as if it's a positive thing. I think it's a negative thing. It's a very risky investment. So, I mean, there's that. But okay, hold on. This Chinese
fintech company is breaking out recently, has a 12% annual.
Jesus, he's got a 12% dividend. He's yield chasing on top. Okay, it's a Chinese fintech. Oh my God. Okay.
Dividend yield trades only at a PE ratio of around 1.5.
It's okay. Trades at a 1.5 PE ratio. Like, gee, I wonder why the bank is so cheap. Why is it so affordable? 1.5 PE ratio. Interesting.
5, and continues to have very strong financial results. 3, IWM ETF. This index fund trades at a PE ratio of around 12 on average, very undervalued. 4.
IWM, so that's the Russell. So he's just bullish on smaller stocks. Okay. I have a lot to say about this as well. Like, if you have a smaller stock, right, the biggest issue with smaller stocks, you can get incredible outperformance if you pick the right small stocks, of course. But the risk with picking smaller stocks is they have less access to capital, right? Like if you're talking about Google, like they can borrow money like it's nothing, right? As opposed to if you're some tiny fintech company or just a tiny company in general, you're going to have a harder time loaning money or borrowing money. And if you borrow money, you're going to have to pay a higher interest rate typically, right? So it's tougher for you to borrow money if you're a small company. On top of that, like the larger companies right now, like the hyperscalers, they have all this cash. They just keep on earning all this cash that they're reinvesting into more growth opportunities, right? These tiny companies, they don't have access to that cash. How can they reinvest what cash they don't have, right?
Yeah.
So taking on a loan is already difficult, and they barely have cash to begin with. Like, just because a company is small does not mean it can grow much larger, right? Like, I mean, I'm just saying that it's not something where you just say, okay, it's a smaller company, therefore it can grow like 1,000x and then do it. Like, no, there's risk to it still.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it's Perion. This guy's all like financial stocks. It's weird.
Perry stock, this ad technology company is trading at a PE ratio of around 9.
Oh my, okay. He just like starts off, he's like, yeah, this one's a 1.5 PE ratio. This is a 9 PE ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the biggest issue, I didn't realize the retail investors were into Perion. The biggest issue with Perion is that they have like they have a deal with Microsoft, and that's like the only cash that's coming in. And I don't think the Microsoft deal is going to get renewed. If they don't renew the Microsoft deal, they're cooked.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh yeah, the PE ratio is 9, it's cheap, we should buy the stock. No, if they don't get their deal renewed, their PE ratio is going to drop to like a 5 next. The stock is going to plummet. Like, you can't just say that and be like, oh, the stock is cheap, we should buy it. Like that, you're going to get destroyed with that type of investing.
Historically low valuations here. They have a big partnership with Microsoft Bing, which is going to most likely get renewed at the end of this year.
He does mention
over $400 million on the balance sheet,
okay.
Consistent growth, and they're also investing into generative AI. And 5, Alibaba stock. This is also trading at record low valuations. They've approved a gigantic share buyback program. Insiders like Jack Ma are also buying the stock. I'll be starting a public portfolio with 25.
So, talking about Chinese stocks, because he mentioned that other Chinese fintech and not Alibaba.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people on YouTube who are very, very excited about Chinese stocks. It has to do with the fact that they're very cheap, and also some of these companies like Alibaba. It looks like an incredible company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another one would be like JD.com. That's another incredible company. There's also, what is that one called? Tencent. Tencent is another one. Like that one's incredible as well. If I were to buy one, it would probably be Tencent, but I'm not touching any of them.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that at the end of the day, the Chinese government themselves has already said, you do not own any share. You own no ownership in the company. So that's my biggest issue with Chinese stocks. And you know, other people in the comment section may disagree with me, and that's fine. But if you have no ownership in a business that you're buying a stock in, because that's literally what buying a stock is. You buy a stock, you become a partial owner of that business.
Mm-hmm.
You buy the stock to gain ownership. So if the Chinese government tells you, you can buy as much stock as you want, but you will never gain any ownership, that's it for me. I'm out. So I mean, I'm not knocking him, and perhaps the stock will skyrocket in the very near term, especially if Chinese and American relationships improves. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but for me, it's not for me.
Okay, favorite topic?
You guys think a college degree is necessary to be successful in today's society?
No. I don't. I really don't. He went to college. I didn't. Debatable subject always, but I don't think it's the end all be all. I think if you talk to most millionaires today, I don't think most of them went to college or finished college.
We gotta rewind that. Okay. So watch the guy's face before she starts talking and after she starts talking. So just.
You guys think a college degree is necessary?
He's like,
to be
okay, he's normal face.
Society?
Normal face.
No.
He's about to talk.
I don't. I really don't. He went to college. I didn't. Debatable subject always.
He's ready to.
But I don't think it's the end all be all.
He wants to talk so bad. He wants to talk so bad.
Today,
that's the face of somebody who's ready to start talking. He's like, she's like, I didn't go to college. I don't think it's necessary. And he's like, over here, he's like he's like ready to, he's like, he's gonna blow a vein. He's like, he's ready to talk. He wants to talk. He's like, yes, a college degree is necessary. And what did she say at the end? She said,
I don't think most of them went to college or finished college.
I don't think most of them went to college or finished college. So she's referring to millionaires. I think that there are several studies on this, like actual studies, not some I don't think, right? They're actual studies. We have studies from Dr. Stanley and Dr. Danko from the Millionaire Next Door. And I mean, I'm sure there's other studies out there. And I think the statistic is about 80% of millionaires. They at least value college. I don't know if 80% of them went to college, but there's a high percentage of them that did go to college.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, that's really it. I rest my case. Like I think she and the sugar pill guy should get together, because that guy, he's like they both are just terrible with numbers, and they can just have their sugar pills together.
Okay, so the last video.
Oh, that's the face of a winner. All right. Let's hear it.
What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
401k plans. They're advertised to us as benefits, but really the only person that's benefiting is the employer. You know that match that you get? That's the employer deducting that on their taxes. And guess who gets to pay the taxes on it in the future? That's right, it's you. Let's also talk about fees.
Wait,
you know that the
there's a
average
Roth
401k account has at least 17 different fees that we know of.
No, it doesn't.
And if you keep your money in a 401k for 30 years, on average, you'll have lost about 50% of your profit just to fees.
No. Okay, lady. What? Okay, no. Okay, so first of all, I don't think she's ever heard of a Roth 401k. So that's my first point. She's never heard of a Roth 401k. The second point, she's talking about she kind of just dismissed the employer match. She's like, oh, free money? Yeah. Like, the employer match is a huge part of the gain in a 401k. They give you free money. And she's like trying to paint that in some sort of a negative light. And and then the final thing, like, she's talking about fees. Like, okay, so my 401k, right? Because you've seen my 401k.
Yeah.
I pay a 0.03% fee. And she's talking in 30 years, you're going to lose half of your gains to it. Okay, so I pay a 0.03% fee. And on top of that, the stock market's going up on average like 8 to 10% per year, or whatever statistic you want to pull from. That 0.03% fee is nothing compared to how much the stock market keeps going up. I mean, like, this is absurd. Like, this advice is absurd. I don't know if I want to keep listening, but let's do it for the video.
It grows in the market, and so that's your retirement. That's going up and down and up and down. You can't touch it until you're 59 and a half without a penalty.
Hold on. She's trying to talk about volatility in the market like it's a bad thing. This gives me some vibe that she's trying to sell life insurance. Like, there's gotta be some life insurance lady. Yeah, it's gotta be life insurance, but okay, never mind.
But make sure that you touch it before 72, otherwise you're going to get charged a 50% penalty plus taxes on all the money that you take out. And not to mention that it's tax deferred. So all these years that you're working, you're contributing to it. It's growing and growing and growing. And when you go to retire and take that money out, Uncle Sam can get his hands on all of it.
Roth 401k.
So why is a 401k even a thing? Because back when 401ks were invented in the 70s and 80s, the tax rate was in the 70% range. Currently, the highest tax bracket is 37%. So if taxes are historically low, why would we put off paying our taxes until later on down the road when we don't know what the tax rate is going to be like when we get there? I don't know, but there's a lot of options out there that have more pros than cons. And if you want to learn about them, comment money below and I'll reach out to you.
Okay, she's definitely selling some life insurance or something. Because the way she's talking about volatility, either it's real estate, which also has volatility, mind you, or it's life insurance. Okay, so the point that she made at the end is actually a valid point, though, about the tax rates, right? It is true. Right now, at this exact point in time, and for many years, right? If you go up and you look at tax brackets, and you can look at historical tax brackets, right? Right now, we are paying much lower taxes than we would have paid 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So she is correct on that point, which also is the reason why she's saying, like, right now, taxes are low. In the future, taxes could go higher. And I agree with that, right? It probably will go higher. So that is exactly the reason why I am invested in a Roth 401k. She keeps on dogging on the traditional 401k, which I have to say, some people don't have the option to do a Roth 401k. They can only do a traditional. And even for those people, the traditional 401k is still incredibly powerful, right? Just because you have to pay the taxes later does not mean that it's a bad thing, right? You still have some tax advantage. Your money grows tax-free for that point in time until you withdraw it, which you have to pay taxes, right? And that's still okay. You're still getting some tax benefits from it. I mean, like, in one way or another, the tax man's going to get their dollar, but in this sense, you're not paying as much taxes. So, I mean, overall, advice, like, 2 out of 10. She got it right at the end, which I'm like, okay, at least she got the dessert correct. But then the rest of it was just like, it wasn't very good.
Okay, that was the last video.
That's okay. I see. So yeah, I mean, that kind of fried my brain, but in like the wrong way. Like it wasn't thought provoking. It was kind of like thought unprovoking. But yeah, if you guys have any videos that you want me to react to, that you want to share with me, go ahead and send it to me on YouTube. Let me know about it, and we'll do it. I mean, if this video gets a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of traction, we could do more of these in the future. But yeah, aside from that, thanks for watching.
Bye.